welcome to JNN. My name is April Parnell, and this is my colleague Trey Trimble.
Today we will be discussing a rather heart-wrenching speech, one that should not have been needed to be discussed.
The Oklahoma bombing city memorial prayer service address delivered by former President Bill Clinton is one that touched the hearts of millions of not only Oklahomans, but of Americans all over the country.
The devices in this speech brought consolation to every American that needed it at the time. Now I'll be switching over to my partner Mitchell to discuss the imagery in the piece.
Thank you, Trey. The former president utilized a plethora of different methods of imagery throughout the entire piece. For example, he describes the victims and how they were innocent people that did not deserve the atrocity put upon them.
This terrible sin took the lives of our American family, innocent children in that building only because their parents were trying to be good parents as well as good workers. Citizens in the building going about their daily business, and many there who served the rest of us, who worked to help the elderly and the disabled, who worked to support our farmers and our veterans, who worked to enforce our laws and to protect us. Let us say clearly, they served us well, and we are grateful. But for so many of you, they were also neighbors and friends. You saw them at church or the PTA meetings, at the civic clubs, at the ballpark. You know them in ways that all the rest of America could not.
Clinton does this to show how harmless the people being affected were by this event. Later in the piece, he does so more again to describe the harshness of the situation. Now on to my colleague Parker with further insight.
Thank you, Mitchell. Throughout the speech, Bill Clinton utilized his diction to create a feeling of closeness to the victims affected by the bombing. He states how he and his wife Hillary come as friends, husband and wife, and neighbors.
I am honored to be here today to represent the American people. But I have to tell you that Hillary and I also come as parents, as husband and wife, as people who were your neighbors for some of the best years of our lives. Today, our nation joins with you in grief.
It shows that they can sympathize with the victims and what they're going through. The speaker's theme is rather clear as well. The main idea is consolation. Every word spoken is meant to help everyone affected. Thank you.
Thank you, Parker and Mitchell, for the insight on these parts.
Yes, thank you. Coming up, we will have Carson describe the allusions used in the piece and how the president actually decides to utilize them.
We will be right back after these sponsors.
Did you know Cafe Libro is open all day except during breakfast and lunch when you need food the most? We gotta get in there.
Wow, I am so excited for this apple cider.
Looks good.
We're trying to film a commercial here, buddy.
Wait. That apple cider will help with your throat.
I sure hope so. That's some high quality apple cider.
Welcome back. We're still continuing on the journey to truly understand the speech presented by former President Bill Clinton.
With such grievous topics, it's important to analyze the piece to truly get a grasp. Now on to Carson to inform us on the allusions used in the piece.
Thank you. Clinton made an effort to appeal to everyone listening. The use of scripture and Bible text is incredibly apparent.
Let us teach our children that the God of comfort is also the God of righteousness. Those who trouble their own house will inherit the wind. justice will prevail. Let us let our own children know that we will stand against the forces of fear. When there is talk of hatred, let us stand up and talk against it. When there is talk of violence, let us stand up and talk against it. In the face of death, let us honor life. As St. Paul admonished us, let us not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Yesterday, Hillary and I had the privilege of speaking with some children of other federal employees, children like those who were lost here. And one little girl said something we will never forget. She said, we should all plant a tree in memory of the children. So this morning, before we got on the plane to come here at the White House, we planted that tree in honor of the children of Oklahoma. It was a dogwood with its wonderful spring flower and its deep, enduring roots. It embodies the lesson of the Psalms that the life of a good person is like a tree whose leaf does not wither.
He uses these for a couple of different reasons. First, as he himself is religious, he wants to show his care through his faith. And second, to appeal to the immediate audience of the Southern state. This is done purposefully to appeal and relate to this audience.
Thank you, Carson. Incredibly said.
I agree. The parts of speech were crucial in ensuring that the speech was delivered correctly. Clinton simply wanted to help the Americans after such a tragedy.
Former President did an excellent job of consoling and comforting all Americans affected. Thank you for tuning into today's segment.
And have a lovely day.